Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach who has lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss. Today we are doing a recipe video, and what's really exciting about today's video is all of our recipes are made with one cooking device and one pan. So these are all one pot recipes featuring the Bitem Countertop Slow Cooker. This is such an ingenious small kitchen appliance that has so many fantastic features. Thank you so much to Bitem for sponsoring today's video. I'm so excited to share all of today's recipes with you using one pot. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on. I upload 5 videos every single week, and we do something fun on Sundays like one pot recipe videos. I will have the Bitem slow cooker and matching beautiful cookware down below for you, a discount code. I'll also have nutrition coaching, links and discounts to my favorite things, and of course, come join our Facebook group. We would love to have you. So let me tell you a little bit about the Bitem Countertop Slow Cooker, and then we'll jump into these amazing one pot recipes. It actually supports any flat bottom cookware. The Bitem Slow Cooker is an innovative 5-in-1 base. It has a modular design. It's compatible with various cookware, providing a personalized cooking experience. Its professional heat control programs and customizable time settings replicate the precision of a chef, giving users unmatched control and efficiency in cooking. What sets this apart is it can integrate seamlessly with any cookware you have while offering specialized temperature control system for slow cooking. Tender, flavorful meat with 24-hour continuous operation and intelligent programs like custom bean stewing feature. It has a sleek design, uncompromising quality, endless cooking possibilities, seamlessly adapts to various cookware, 5-in-1 multifunctional design, smart time and temperature control, and it allows you to create a meal in one pot. You can braise, make beans, soup, slow cook. The possibilities are endless, and it even has a warm setting for up to 2 hours. It's extremely easy to clean, and I love that it has an automatic pre-soak feature for bean cooking to ensure that they're perfectly cooked every time. I'm using my Bitem slow cooker to make braised ribs. This is going to be such a perfect meal. We're going to pair this with some mashed potatoes. So let me show you what is in the recipe, and then I'll show you how to use the braise function of the Bitem cooker. You're going to need all-purpose flour, beef broth, minced garlic, red wine, tomato paste, butter, ribs of your choice. You could use pork or beef, an onion, rosemary and thyme, salt and pepper, and mushrooms. I went ahead and just cut my ribs into just smaller sections. We're going to pat them dry. We're going to add some salt and pepper. And then we're going to flip them over and do the same thing. Pat them dry, add some salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and add my ribs to the pot. Going to go ahead and add in 2 of them to start, and then we'll sear the other one separately. We're going to go to menu. We're going to tap till it says sear and saute. We're going to actually be able to use our countertop cooker to saute our ribs before they go in for braising. I did sprinkle and rub in some flour on top of each of the rack of ribs. All right, let's flip these over. Ooh, they smell really good. Let them sear on the other side. And then once they're done, I'll remove these 2 and we'll add in our 3rd little mini rack. All right, the last one's gonna go in, sear, and then we're ready to get these cooking. Now we're adding 2 tablespoons of butter to our pan. Going to let that melt down. We're gonna add in our sliced onions and our mushrooms. We're going to allow those to cook until they are softened. Now we're going to add a big scoop of minced garlic and let that cook down for just a couple of minutes. Now we're going to add in all of our seasonings. So I'm using dried rosemary and thyme. You could also use fresh. And then some salt and pepper. Quick stir just to get those spices a little bit more fragrant. I love that this Bitem cooker does everything on your countertop in one pot. It makes it So easy and convenient. Now we're adding in 3/4 of a cup of red wine and about 1/2 cup of tomato paste. We're going to give that another stir, get that all mixed together. That wine smells so good. Now we're adding in our beef broth and then we'll put our ribs back in. We're going to go back to the menu till we get to braise and then hit start, and we're going to braise the ribs for 3 to 4 hours. All right, time is up for the ribs. My house smells really good with these ribs going. So it is not quite time for dinner, and the Bitem cooker actually has a keep warm option. So I'm just going to turn that on. That'll keep it warm for 2 hours. You can also turn it off and then turn on the warm up right before you eat your meal, but we're going to have this with some mashed potatoes for dinner. All right, so here is dinner. Ooh, I'm so excited for this. I have 4 ribs and then I have 1/2 cup of mashed potatoes, but this was so easy to make using the braise function on the Bitem countertop cooker. So the next recipe we're making is butter beans. Now I've never had butter beans, but this is going to be the perfect side dish or even meal. I did not find harissa, H-A-R-I-S-S-A paste. My grocery store did not have it, so I am omitting that, but let me show you what you'll need for the homemade butter beans. You're going to need sun-dried tomatoes, veggie broth, minced garlic, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, salt and pepper, a shallot. You can do canned or baked butter beans, coconut milk, some chopped kale, and of course our Bitem slow cooker. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to sear and saute so that we can start cooking down some veggies. So I'm going to spray my Bitem pan with some nonstick cooking spray. I have my minced up shallot and my chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. I'm adding those. And then a big scoop of minced garlic, and we're going to let these cook down for a few minutes. Then you're going to add in your drained beans, and you would also add in your harissa paste at this stage. One other thing I'm not using is red pepper flakes, just because we don't like anything spicy. So I'm omitting that as well. As always, the original recipe will be on my recipe website, which is linked in the description box. I'm adding in 1/3 cup veggie broth and then 1 cup of my light coconut milk. Just give that a quick stir, get it all mixed together. I'm going to switch this over to where it says bean, since we are making beans, and get that going. I'm going to add in my garlic powder, salt and pepper, and you would also put in your red pepper chili flakes. And a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Give this a stir. I'm going to pop the lid on our beans and allow them to simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. So our beans have been simmering for a couple of minutes. That's really going to help thicken them up. Now we're going to add in a handful of chopped kale. Stir that in. You want to give it a few minutes to wilt down. It's really easy to prepare any beans with the Bitem slow cooker. You can even do the dry beans in the bag. I just couldn't find those in the butter bean, so I ended up using the canned, but it does have a dedicated bean function, refried beans, black-eyed peas, butter beans, so many amazing recipe options. So I'm going to go ahead and allow this to cool for a couple of minutes. You can pair this with some crispy sourdough bread, but I love that it has the dedicated bean function. Also, I love these little pot holders that they send you that fit perfectly onto the pot. Now we're going to use the slow cooker low setting. We'll also do a recipe using slow cooker high. So this also doubles as a traditional crock pot. It is the perfect small kitchen appliance. I love that everything is done in one pan. Less cleanup. I very much appreciate that from Bitem. We're going to make a homemade spaghetti meat sauce. So you're going to need a pound of ground beef. I have 2 pounds here. I'm just going to put the other pound in my freezer. Tomato paste, 1/2 of a yellow onion, crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, and some garlic powder. So for the spaghetti sauce, I have it on sear and saute so we can cook down the onions. I'm also going to add some mushrooms. I have mushrooms in my refrigerator and we love mushrooms in our pasta sauce. So I'm going to add those and my ground beef. So let me spray again with some nonstick cooking spray. I'm going to first add in the mushrooms. And then I chopped up half of that onion. And we're going to let this saute down until they start to soften. So I decided to go ahead and do both pounds of ground beef just to make it a little bit more meaty. That's what my husband actually prefers. But again, the original recipe is on my website. I'm going to add the ground beef. We'll saute that down with the mushrooms and onions. All right, our meat is browned. Those onions are cooked. Mushrooms are cooked as well. I did go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper. Now I'm going to add in my 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I just double checked my pantry and I do have another can, I think, of diced tomatoes. Because I doubled the meat, I may need a little bit more sauce. So we're gonna see. Let me add in my crushed tomatoes, can of diced tomatoes, and my 6-ounce can of tomato paste. We're going to do garlic powder and some Italian seasoning. You can also add a little bit more salt if needed. Going to stir this all together. This will tell me if I need to add in another can of tomatoes. All right, we're saucy. I'm just mixing in that tomato paste. We might actually be okay. I don't think I'm going to need any more tomatoes. This looks and smells so good. So you can see I've got it set to slow cooker and then you can see that it says low for 8 hours. Get that started. The recipe says you can add in a little bit of honey at the end. I always put in just a little bit of brown sugar. It kind of cuts the tartness of the tomato paste, of the tomato products. So we're gonna let this slow cook, simmer, get all those flavors melded for 8 hours. We have 30 minutes left, so I went ahead and added in my brown sugar just so that that can, like I said, kind of cut the tartness of those tomato products. It doesn't make it sweet necessarily. It really does enhance all of the flavors. Look how amazing this looks. So here's our homemade spaghetti sauce. One thing I will say that I really like about this is you get to control what goes in there. A lot of store-bought spaghetti sauce has a lot of added sugar, and this way you literally control everything. I added mushrooms, you could add green peppers, so many variations on the base recipe, nice clean ingredients. I did go ahead and cook up a little bit of noodles that I had left over in the cupboard so that we can start enjoying this homemade sauce. Love that there's the low slow cook feature on the Bitem countertop slow cooker. Now we're going to do slow cooker on high, and I'm really excited for this. I'm going to make Mississippi pot roast. This is very, very easy. It's very convenient with the Bitem countertop slow cooker, just to throw it in, set it and forget it. So you're going to need a roast, a packet of au jus, some butter. It called for pepperoncinis. Pepperoncinis. I couldn't find those, so I have mild banana ring. Pretty close, so I'm going to use those, and some ranch seasoning. We're going to place the roast into our pot. I love that you can even cook an entire roast in this. It just eliminates a lot of those small kitchen appliances, frees up a lot of space. We're going to add a packet of ranch seasoning, and then our packet of au jus. We're going to place our peppers right on top, and then place your butter right on top. Do not have to add any broth, any liquid. It'll generate enough as it cooks. So I'm going to pop my lid on, and we're going to set this to slow cook. We want to set it to high, so we're gonna change the mode to high. I adjusted the time to 4 hours from 8. That is standard with the low slow cooker. You can see it's on high, and I'll check it in about 3 hours. All right, the masterpiece is officially done. Look at this Mississippi pot roast. This looks absolutely incredible. It smells so good in my house. We're going to pair this with some mashed potatoes, similar to what we did with the rib. This cooked so fast in the Bitem slow cooker on high. It is juicy, tender, smells amazing. Lastly, we're using the soup mode on our Bitem slow cooker to make delicious, healthy chicken noodle soup. So let me show you what you'll need. The recipe calls for rotisserie chicken, which makes perfect sense, so much easier. I bought mine off the bone, ready to go. Salt and pepper, rosemary and thyme, better than bouillon, minced garlic, lots of chicken broth, so 2 full boxes, some egg noodles, carrots, and some celery. So I've got her set to saute. I'm going to add in my diced up carrots and celery, and we're going to allow those to start to go cook through. Then we're going to add a scoop of minced garlic and allow that to become fragrant. Then we're going to add in 10 cups of chicken broth. We're going to season it with rosemary, thyme, salt, and pepper. Let's give that a quick stir. I'm adding about a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. We're going to allow this to come to a boil. All right, we're going to pop in our egg noodles. Make sure those get fully submersed in the liquid. And then I'm going to add in my rotisserie chicken. And again, just mix that in with the noodles and the broth. This is already smelling and looking so good. Back on our lid, turn her on to soup mode. All right, I set it to soup mode. Love that there's a specific setting for soup for 2 hours. So here's what we're looking like. We're gonna let those noodles get completely cooked through. We have chicken noodle soup homemade. Wow. Ooh, you're steamy. This looks so good. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. I cannot wait to dig in. All of the recipes I created were absolutely insanely delicious and so easy using the Bitem slow cooker. I appreciate that you can use any cookware you have in your home, but I will say that the Bitem pot makes it really easy, matches beautifully with the base, and is really high quality. This is a kitchen staple as it's great for easy one-pot meals, especially on busy weeknights and weekends. It comes in extremely handy. Great for small spaces, great if you live in a small space, if you have limited storage in your kitchen. It's just a very well-rounded product. Again, I will have it linked down below for you with a discount. With Mother's Day coming up, this would make an amazing, amazing gift. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to take it to my new home and continue using it regularly.